perfect segue into our first topic. Be like, so for us, for how did we get into anime? And apparently, Wicked City was one of your first you got animes for you two over here, Scott and Aaron. But yeah, how do we all get into anime?
All right, who wants to start?
I guess we'll do a counter clock. Okay.
You go, Aaron. You go.
Yeah, I got into it originally because my dad's friend was watching it at when he was visiting their house, and it was just like I already seen I already knew about it. I didn't know exactly what it was called or whatnot because I would go to video stores and they had this whole section over there, and anime wasn't as known at the time, so it felt a little more different. But different enough to catch your attention, like, what is this, right? And we had those other shows, like we had, Sailor Moon or Speed Racer and all that. Of course, we all saw that as kids, but at the same time, it's like it was still aired on American television, and we didn't fully feel like we were watching anime. We feel like we were just watching another show. But then when actually watching Ninja Scroll, it's like me actually getting into that world and watching something that wasn't broadcast on the kids' channel. It was just a regular something that you rent and see at the time. So that was my first authentic experience in anime or whatnot. No filter, straight introduction to that world. And then also Ghost in the Shell as well, which is a fucking masterpiece. And anybody that's watching has never seen it seriously needs to see it. It's just watch that shit. I don't want to say no more about that.
Oh,
nice.
So going back to what Justice just said, I think what you're talking about is UPN. UPN used to show all those animes in the morning. It was Pokemon, Cardcaptor Sakura, Escaflowne.
Wait,
no,
really?
No,
wait.
Escaflowne was on Fox. So it was Cardcaptor Sakura. It was Digimon, and it was something else.
Too, man.
It was something else, but it was UPN. UPN had license to those shows.
Yeah, it was all
Fox had Escaflowne.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They licensed Escaflowne.
Oh shit!
And one other one. Maybe it was Sailor Moon. I could be wrong. But I know for a fact
they did. Yeah. That was 4 p.m. after school or 4 or 5 p.m. after school. I remember that through the week.
Yu-Gi-Oh! So sorry. So UPN had Yu-Gi-Oh! It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Cardcaptor Sakura.
It came a little bit later.
And something else. Maybe it was Sailor Moon. But Fox only had Escaflowne and something else. I can't remember.
It was all the dub versions or a lot of the younger I say younger, but older generation kind of got into anime. But I feel the later after that, from what Justice said, Toonami, that did play a major part in Americans really getting into it and then growing up on it. Oh, not for sure. That did play. I do feel it played a heavy impact because it was fully focused on that or not, and it was a cool segment or not. The only reason I started watching it because it was in English. I needed that. I needed that sub, bro. After a while, but I was older. I was 15, 16 and shit. But that's different. But yeah, Toonami was a shit though.
Yeah,
shout out to Toonami.
Because Toonami had the Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Full Metal Alchemist, the original series, and another big one, right?
They had a lot of them, and then of course they had DBZ, but they were the first ones that aired the later episodes.
Yeah.
The later episodes, because it used to be on Fox on Sundays, right? Back in the day. Mm-hmm. Was it Fox or UPN on Sundays? DBZ?
UPN. I'm pretty sure it was UPN as well.
And it always stopped before the fucking freeze. It always stopped at hella early and to start over again. They would never go further and shit. We never saw Goku become a Super Saiyan till fucking 2000. Probably.
Yeah, I remember
when they aired it.
I remember being young and watching Dragon Ball Z, I guess more specifically, and they had the Legacy of Goku games that came out for the little, what was it, Game Boy Advance, and I just saw a bunch of pictures with Goku, clearly Goku, but he had blonde hair, and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Goku doesn't have blonde hair. What are you guys doing? This doesn't
whitewashing bastards. They're fucking whitewashing anime over here. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
And then, eventually I saw Super Saiyans and understood what all that meant. So, that's
Right.
kind of how slowly anime trickled into America.
Yeah. Wait, that was the same for Sailor Moon as well. They didn't in America they didn't play like the later episodes until Toonami as well, because they only had like the first 5 on when they first aired it on, I think, UPN. It was also through the week too. UPN, I think it was UPN, and they only had the first 5, so we didn't see the other 2 later. But I remember like there was a store, arcade I used to go to that would have like the cards and stuff like that, and I would see the other Sailors that they didn't air yet, and I'm like, so. It was obvious that we were missing out on some shit. And like you said, with the Super Saiyan, it was at the same thing. I saw like Goku with I knew what they were called, like Super Saiyan with the blonde hair, but I was like, they're not airing the shit out here yet. So I'm not seeing it in action. So what the fuck? I still got black hair Goku fighting fucking Vegeta and Namek. I mean, wait, what's the guy's name?
Raditz?
What's the ball? Raditz? I mean, Raditz. And,
that's
Nappa.
And the bald-headed guy, Nappa. Yeah, that
Yeah.
bullshit. We seen it enough times. I want to see some more action. We're no Frieza till Toonami. The fuck, man.
Oh, Fox also had Metabots, and that's what I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Fox had Metabots.
Metabots.
Yeah, Metabots.
I forgot.
I really enjoyed that
Yeah.
series.
I forgot.
Man.
Yeah, Metabots. So the problem with the earlier, actually, it probably didn't really matter for us because we were kids and we didn't really understand anime, and the older people in America didn't really watch anime anyways. But there was like a lot of times, big networks will only license like the second season. So they would show things out of order. That's why when you go back into now, and everything seemed kind of jumbled because everything was shown out of order. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, they didn't license the first season because they thought it was too violent. I know Cardcaptor Sakura, they showed a lot of those episodes out of order too, so it didn't really make sense. And Dragon Ball Z, well, it took like 3 months to get 2 episodes out because they just kept charging up. I don't know. It was that whole thing, man. Yeah, I'm the same as you guys. That's how I got into anime. It was growing up, I always turn on TV, and my parents worked a lot, so I watched a lot of cartoons. And when I first started watching anime, I was like, wow, this is great. I was a kid, I was like, this is good drawings. I love the drawings. I love the themes. They get anime titties. I was like, dude, I loved it. I'm gonna keep watching this stuff. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, for you kids, I mean, plot. They had really good plot. But it was, I grew up with stuff, and one of the main reasons why I stuck with anime for so long is because, growing up in America, being a kid whose parents are immigrants from Southeast Asia, I wanted to watch something that had a little bit more representation of somebody around my background, and that's what anime gave me. Of course, I watched King of the Hill,
Nice.
The Simpsons, and stuff like that, Family Guy. That fulfilled like the American part of me, whereas whenever I watch anime, that kind of fulfilled more of the Asian part of me. It was helping me bridge that connection between like Asian and American, and
Nice.
my first anime was Yaiba. I was telling these guys earlier, it was because my dad used to own a video store, and every week or so he would get new videos coming in, and I used to get a Thai dub version of Yaiba. And it's funny now, like thinking back in my memory about some of the things they would say, because it would be a combination of Thai and horrible English that's dubbed, and then sometimes they're throwing like a Japanese word in there. So, but yeah, that's my first experience with anime. I went from Yaiba to Dragon Ball Z, and then of course Pokemon. But Digimon was my favorite, and the good thing about Digimon is like they kind of opened the door for more darker animes like Escalafone. That was pretty dark, or what's one of the other dark ones? And of course, I watched Ninja Scroll. The animation that was great, and obviously after that scene where that one ninja gets finger blasted, I was like, oh, anime. you going places, and it just kind of like whoa, the anime, it went places where American media was too afraid to go, and that's one of the reasons why I stuck with it for so long. I mean, you got like Family Guy, who kind of pushes the boundaries too, but then you got the Simpsons who kind of play the safe, King of the Hill who play a little bit safe. But when you watch anime, man, they did push a lot of boundaries, and I like the fact that they weren't scared to be like, oh, the world is not all sunshines and rainbow unless you are Ash Ketchum. And I like that it went there.
You know what? Like what you just said about like with the anime, like they went places, especially like with what they would play like during like family hours or whatnot, or like times when kids would be watching. Like they did go places that American cartoons wouldn't go or whatnot, even for like stuff for everyone to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because like I remember I was watching a documentary a while ago on anime, and they said like even compared to U.S. cartoons, anime at the time would be the only type of shows, at least even for like children, where characters would get killed or die. Like people didn't really die on like the cartoons that we grew up on, like Ninja Turtles, Batman, the animated series, Superman. They're all great fucking series, but people really didn't get killed, but people died in a lot of the anime series. So. So that would be airing around that same time, or not. I mean, for the American kid audience, whatever. But you get the point. But that was, and I felt some type of way. I forgot what series it was. But I felt some type of way, like, oh shit, people are dying or whatnot. This is like in the '90s and shit on fucking Cartoon Network before Toonami. It was an anime at nighttime or some shit. But during still the kids were watching. But no, it wasn't Akira. It was a series. But I forgot the name of it. It's a classic series too. But this is like mid 90s. This is like 95, 94 or some shit. Or not. But like, you're right though. They would go there, but they should go there. You know what I'm saying? Because shit ain't all peachy. And when kids gotta learn that shit ain't all peachy from the jump. You know what I mean? It's I mean, don't go too crazy with it, but you get my point. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I kind of want to. I'd like to tie into something that Eric was talking about earlier, is about some of these early shows, like those for children's shows, those anime titties, they're great. The earlier shows, the Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, even One Piece. My first experience in what is now my favorite anime manga kind of media thing. It was like brought in through this lens of 4Kids Entertainment and Fox and all this shit, and how much of it was censored.
海馬瀬と我々と一緒に来てもらう。分かった。嫌だと言っても聞いてはくれないんだ。ふんふん。やけに聞き分けがいいじゃないか。
Even things that are like One Piece, which is by a lot of standards has no kissing, very little violence. On death is like not really on screen. It's not that much gory. But even that was still censored and ground down to be this whitewashed thing. Like, in think of all the episodes of Pokemon where they were eating cookies instead of like rice balls and like just weird things inserted to try to strip some of the anime things from it. I think kind of maybe hindered some of its spread a little bit, or kind of, it was just weird. Like going back on watching some of that stuff, it's like weird, senseless edits that just didn't see in cartoons in America.
Yeah.